been a late start. It's almost 9 o'clock and I'm just now getting out of bed. I'm allowed to have those days. Slept pretty good. A little windy, but slept good nonetheless. Gonna start packing up here after a cup of coffee. Now, obviously, I would say never boil anything, or not boil, but never use alcohol stoves in your tent. But I've got a lot of air flowing through here. I still can't be bothered to really go outside yet, so I'm like, ugh. Oh, I can see my breath as well. It's starting to get cold. Too long. It's been raining on and off for a while now. When it's calm again, I will pack the rest and go. Yeah, so packed up my bags there when the stopped raining, and I've completely covered myself in rain gear here, which at the moment seems a bit overkill because it's quite lovely outside actually, but I'll keep my rain gear on for a while, see how bad the rain gets, or if it rains at all. But right now it's yeah, you can see it's sunny, so we'll see. Anyway, I'm continuing on my way here. Lovely area up here, but slept pretty good. I think I already said that in an earlier video. And now I'm just driving up on the Volkswagen. Just lovely. I haven't had any possibility. The phone signal's been down, so I haven't been able to tell my wife and kids I'm alive, so eventually I'll do that and see how many messages I've gotten, but they're usually pretty calm. They're used to it by now, but maybe it's me that gets stressed by it. These kind of drives. That's why I love riding Norway as well. It's just like all like this, but the mountains are steeper. So lovely. This is when I don't want any noise, any music or audiobooks. I just want to enjoy the rumble of the motor and the views. That's all I need. Nothing quite like it. Actually, I should say it's very similar to when I'm hiking in the mountains as well. Just that beauty nature, you know, when you're walking and you're one foot in front of the other. Man. Yeah, so it's a quick little break. I haven't had breakfast, but I threw some little sausages in me, like little beef jerky, and did some fishing, and now I'm off. Yeah, so I want to talk a little bit about the GSA or GS1200 adventure here. I have to say I'm really impressed. I've had a lot of different bikes that I've been driving, and the last few years I've been going for lighter and lighter bikes. For different reasons. I mean, obviously I'm doing a lot of trail riding and so on. It's better to have a lighter bike. But now I'm at the point where most of the trails I want to ride are like really far away. Let me see here. See if I still get in there. Stand here instead. Really far away, which means I have to drive either on my car. I think I talked about this earlier, but you have to drive in my car or with the bike on a trailer to continue, or just get something like this that's a lot nicer to drive. I can still do off-road. I'm fairly competent at riding off-road, so I'm not too worried about really nice. Every other bike I've had, I've always had this range anxiety. I don't have it on this bike. It's very comfortable, and I do like, these aren't all my stickers, actually they were on it, so I'm not going to pretend that I've been all these places. I've been to a few other places, Poland obviously, Österreich, yes, Austria, yes, Schweiz, yes.
Slovenian Alps. Nope, haven't been there. Anyway, just to clear that up. I do like these aluminum bags. They open up at the top and I'm able to just stuff everything in there. And they're not too terribly heavy. I actually don't mind lifting them and taking them where I want to go, that I've had now for a couple of years. And there I'm just always having to stuff things in and really fight it. It just feels small for an 80-liter carrying case or bag. This is, I'm guessing, 30 liters and 30 liters. So maybe total 60 liters, 65 liters maybe. But it does feel like I have a lot more room in them than I had with the other bags. On the road, obviously it's a dream. It's not like I've ridden it for months on end. But I've ridden enough bikes on enough long distance to kind of get an idea after 500 kilometers. If you're doing that in like one day, which I did yesterday, you know, you're going to feel it in your body regardless of what bike you have. And I mean, obviously I felt it even in this one, but it wasn't nearly as bad as I get in a lot of bikes that I've ridden. Today. And fishing a little bit, and I'll pack up and head out.
I'm driving through Levadia now. I like doing these kind of just strange roads everywhere because there's so many places I've never even heard of. Oh, there we go. Look at that. And I'm head up to Arvidsjaur, I guess. I mean, just wow. Östersund, that's a bit further than I really want to go right now, but Arvidsjaur, Arvidsjaur, I'm not going there, but been through it there enough times. They actually have an American military base, or maybe it's not an American military base, but they have a lot of Americans that hang out there. They do training and so on. That's pretty cool. A lot of soldiers there. So yeah, I guess I'll just drive this one until I recognize another sign I recognize. Can't really ask for much more than that. Yeah, so this is just kind of a quick weekend adventure here. As it were, my wife called me and said, "Hey, where are you?" Well, about riding my bike. You do know that Alexander has the dentist appointment tomorrow morning. Shit. No. I didn't know that, actually. Or I should say, it's in my calendar. I've seen it there. I just assumed that I wouldn't have to take him, but then I remembered my wife is starting a new job, so I don't want to make her skip a day of work on her first day. So I think it'd be a nice thing to get home and do that. It's all good. Putting 1,000 kilometers on 2 days, you get pretty tired in your body. So I would have liked to stay up in the mountains another day and then boogied home tomorrow, but maybe I'll do that next week. Anyways, it's just been a lovely trip. I mean, I can't imagine too many other bikes being more comfortable than this. I guess you would get your, you know, your Honda Goldwing, newer ones would probably be more comfortable. I'm sure bikes like that, but I'll probably have something like that if I go across the US. Like next year, I'll probably do something like that. And then I want a big rolling sofa. But this one here, man, oh man, it's yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, so now after taking my little GS here on a trip, been gone a couple days, but the interesting thing is that I could actually have the same equipment if I'm going to be gone for a month. Everything's the same, and it's even if I'm going to go hiking, backpacking and so on. And I actually have everything I need in these two panniers. This one I keep empty, and that's so that I can have fish that I catch along the way, or I put my wet clothes in there as I'm driving, or if I want to buy a steak or something and eat it, then I'll put it in there. On the ruckless, I pretty much did, on the rackless I mean, Moscow bags, pretty much did the same thing, but not quite, because the tail bag, I would keep it somewhat empty, but I couldn't really keep it completely empty, as the two saddlebags would just be filled to where they're flowing over. So that was kind of the setup, and I can show a little bit how I got it all packed in there. My microphone around here. So in this saddlebag I have my tent, and tent that's got the pegs in there, obviously, the Thermarest Neoloft, my doodads that I usually have with me, my toothbrush and sleeping pills to help me sleep, and a few other things in there, but basically my necessities. Then I've got my sleep quilt, that's the Graham Yacht quilt, some body lotion, battery pack, and that's about it in that one. Oh, I've got camp shoes down there as well. You can see I've got put my fishing pole here, just so I can get quick access to it, so I could stop if I found something along the way real quick, take my fishing pole out and start fishing within a minute. And then I've got in here, that's the tent pole, coffee, got my kitchen set in there, some extra clothes, fishing gear, and then that packing pod, I've got it filled with about a week of food. And you see I got my rain jacket there too. There we go. So that's just food, pillow, and some other stuff, and I actually use that as my camp pillow as well. Coffee maker, my stove. That's a stove with windshield, so it's really light. It weighs about 100 grams. Extra jacket, and then I've even got a sleeping mask, and then I brought this big canister here because I didn't really want to open a smaller one, and that's just for my little bug repellent, mosquito repellent. So that's that's about it in that one. And then up here I just keep my camera gear, my camera gear, bug spray, lighter, and earplugs, and my phone. Yeah, that's about it. Now, this trip I didn't bring it, but normally I would bring my little tool bag as well, which fits in there. Yeah, I mean, not really a whole lot more to say about the gear I had with me and my setup, but oh god, that's really bad. I should have checked that first. Sorry about that. I think that's going to be a pretty awful video. And I don't feel like doing it again, so we're just going to have to suffer through it together. But yeah, that's my setup for either an overnight like it was now, or if I was going to be gone for a month. Now if I was gone for a month, of course I'd add a little bit more repair gear, but I would still be able to get everything in my two panniers here. Now depending on the trip, if I'm going to do a lot of hiking, then I wouldn't bring the top box, and I'd have everything, all that stuffed into one backpack, and then I'd strap my backpack on there, and I'd either keep these two panniers completely empty, or I'd have my rain clothes, extra clothes and stuff in one of the panniers. So yeah, just a quick rundown of some of the gear I had with me on this trip. And the actual gear itself, everything on this trip, including the food, was about 10 kilos. So very light gear, packs down really nice. And you can see there was actually still a lot of room left in those panniers, especially the one with the sleeping bag. That I just had the sleeping bag taking up about 50% of the pannier, and I could easily squish down more if I wanted it. Yeah, not much more to say about it. Cheers.